And we're back at the table. I'm Clark Wolf.
I'm Marcy Smothers.
And we are talking to Paul Wallace from the Seed Bank. Paul, tell us a little bit about some of these delicious foods that actually you sell at the Seed Bank, but they also come from either seeds that you have provided or farmers that you work with. Tell us about the foods. I'm holding up a little honey.
Sure. This is a honey from Santa Rosa here, and it's important when you're consuming honey. People consume honey people that have issues with allergies will consume honey.
Yep.
And it's important to consume local honey.
Yes.
Because that builds your immune system if you're allergic to some of these pollens.
Do you know how nice Santa Rosa sounds when he says it? I think it's... Where are you from, Paul, originally?
Originally from Ireland, from Cork in the south of Ireland.
And how do you find being in Sonoma County?
Oh, sure, it's wonderful. You know, the reason we settled in Sebastopol, it reminds us a lot of Ireland.
Yeah, it reminds us of the Eden of all the earth, as Luther Burbank said. I'm holding up something that is made by a friend of yours, Marcy.
The Colings, Paul and Kendra Coling, the Nana Maize cider, apple cider. Tell us about, first of all, orchards. I mean, Paul reports to me there are not many people farming orchards anymore in Sonoma County.
Oh, it's unbelievable. A lot of the orchards were whipped down and vineyards put in. But we, on our property, we've got 3-4 dozen apple trees, mostly heirloom apples. In fact, the gentleman that produces this olive oil, Brooke Hazen, on, I believe, he's just outside Sebastopol, Olive Leaf Hills Olive Oil. And he has probably the biggest selection of heirloom apple trees in the county, in addition to being having his olive orchards.
So are you finding, Paul, that these heirloom varieties are not just a curiosity, but that they're being planted again, they're being cultivated again and shared at farmers markets? Is just in the last 4 years of the Heirloom Expo, do you see a change?
Absolutely. And people want to grow locally. People are being a lot more conscious of growing locally and eating locally. When you think of it, Clark and Marcy, you consume a tomato in February. The tomato's not grown locally, so it's picked green in another country and it's shipped to us.
Yeah.
So it never reaches its full nutritional content on the vine. And then it's shipped to you and you're not getting your full nutritional availability from the food. So that's why people are popping pills. So if you eat locally and seasonally, it really, really helps the local farmers. It helps your local economy and your health.
Eat in season, don't pop pills. Well, you know, I think that pretty much says it all. Our friend Josh Silvers from Jackson's Bar and Oven, he's one. He will not serve his hamburgers with tomatoes if tomatoes are not in season.
Yes.
You can whine, you can cry, you can throw a fit. He's like, I won't do it. And I think that's a standard that's happening in restaurants here. I've certainly noticed it in Sonoma County, and that if it's not local, it's not organic, and it's not seasonal, it's not going to be on the menu.
Some of the local proclivities, shall we say, of restaurants all over the country are a little bit of a stunt. But in Sonoma County, in Northern California, it's kind of crazy to have food that isn't from here this time of the year. Paul, thank you so much for being with us. You know we're going to invite you back over and over again. Marcy, isn't it amazing how important it is to know all this stuff about food?
And one thing I want to throw out real quickly is if you do have a garden and you've got a neighbor's got a garden and you're trying to organically grow your food, go talk with them, because what Paul said earlier, it's really true.
Yes.
That cross-contamination, you have to have cooperation to grow organically.
I got to tell you that if your neighbor has a garden, you have a garden. I mean, the truth is that at the Seed Bank...
In your world, if my tree comes over onto your driving...
Exactly. And that you can go to the Seed Bank to get classes and tastings and all kinds of great activities.
You're listening to At the Table. I'm Marcy Smothers.
And I'm Clark Wolf.
And this is KSRO.
Put up a parking lot.